Hey everybody, welcome back to IFB Interfleet Broadcasting. It's
You
our
got some dogs there,
news.
buddy.
We got dogs everywhere.
That was
It's not
darn
only
daggets.
everywhere, man. Gotta love the dogs. You're a dog person. What are you talking about? It's our news and pop culture sci-fi entertainment channel, and we love dogs. So it's
and we're
brought
going to the
you.
dogs.
Yes, it's brought to you by us, the two guys that grew up watching 70s, 80s TV, movies, cartoons. I'm New York Pete. This is my buddy Chris, the Tipsy Toaster, and welcome to our program. We love having you on board. I know Chris Laskowski from Down Under in Australia is watching live. Sean Shallow from the Balsar Bulletin Board. Greetings, buddies. Razor Ramon is on with us, and John One is here. And as the rest of you pop up, I will make sure that we give you. Oh, Brigitte from Austria. Brigitte, thank you for joining us. Hey, what's up to you? We are going to do our toast, and we're going to have our Star Wars update from Chris Feehan from the 501. So that's all awesome. Anytime we get him to come on, not to mention he is big into the Star Wars fandom and representing, of course, but he's also a Battlestar Galactica fan, which we will follow that up.
Battlestar Galactica fan.
Oh, heck yeah. So we're going to follow that up in the future like we keep promising, but we're going to do that. So who let the dogs out? Carl. Hey, buddy. I don't know, but anyway. So without any further ado, I think we should jump right into our toast as we normally do, Tipsy Toaster.
Yes.
And
so what do you got tonight?
Well, I'll tell you what I got tonight. I have Strongbow hard cider. It's a gold apple in the European tradition. So
in the European tradition, not to be confused with any other tradition.
No, that is correct. So be careful.
It's a cider. So Pete's been talking about all these ciders all the time. So
yes,
I picked up a Austin East Cider blackberry cider.
Ooh, that's nice. That's like a fruit juice for you, man.
Yeah, it's definitely like a fruit juice. It's only like 5% alcohol, so I have a backup alcohol over here on the right. So just in case there's not enough.
Just in case you got some rum, or some vodka.
Just in case I have my backup.
Of course. Oh yeah, there you go. All right, on the rocks. Yeah, John Van Gasteen says high alcohol. Yes, of course. All right, so let's let her rip, man. Ready?
All right, hang on.
One. Oh, by the way, thank you, Brigitte. Thank you, Fran.
Yes.
And thank you, Dave, for sponsoring tonight's drinks. Ready? Go.
That just sounds so good on microphone.
Oh, I got to see what that looks like, though. Mine is going to be...
Ready?
Yeah, come on.
It's kind of a purplish color.
Is it? Whoop.
And now everybody's probably running to the bathroom.
You always say that. What's bad with you?
It sounds like. It's like,
Yes.
You get that sound, you're like, I gotta go. Look at that, and it fits perfectly.
Is it yellow? Is it amber? Mine's like an amber color.
It's like a pink.
Oh, okay.
It's like a pink. I think I'm gonna push my microphone up a little bit more here. Test. There we go.
Yeah, blow it out.
No, you're the one that's never mind. So, anyways. We're not going to go there. So anyways, welcome everybody. I did it wrong.
Yeah, you did.
Wonder Twin powers. Activate. Form of an alcoholic. Shape of a Battlestar Galactica nut. So anyways, welcome everybody. We do enjoy having you here. For those people who are joining live, outstanding. For those people who are not joining live, hey, better luck next time. But anyways, we enjoy doing what we do. So as Pete had said, we're a news commentary group that we get together and figured what the heck, we might as well talk about this online. Maybe somebody will want to watch. And maybe we get some people to talk about some sci fiction and some pop culture stuff. So we put this together and here we are live every Thursday at 8 o'clock. We don't usually miss a Thursday unless you go to a hotel that has a DSL modem.
That's 10 years old, right? Or more?
That's 10 years old.
Right.
At least it was DSL and not 40 or 56K. But it was close. So that was last week. So last Thursday we had to postpone it to Tuesday. So those people who were joining from Tuesday, we had a great time with The Thing. We are currently discussing The Thing with Facebook in regards to what we're allowed to show and what we're not allowed to show, and we disagree with them, and so we're having to battle a little bit. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So if you're watching it and there's dropouts at certain spots, we don't know why they did that, because it's not really copyright infringement since there's no audio and we're doing commentary over top of it, but they like to say anyways. So anyways, I'm going way off the rails. We need to get started. So anyways, as we always say, what do we always say, Pete?
Fans fuel the fleet, Chris.
You are the fans, and you are fueling the fandom fleets. So here's to you.
Here's to you guys. Cheers. Oh, that's good. Oh, boy. That's going to be done very quickly.
It's like a fruit juice.
I told you to have 2 of those because you just – there you go. Half it's gone.
Yep,
you just gulp that down. Yeah, I know.
It's a cider fruit juice taste to it.
Yeah, control. A little control.
Yeah.
Self-control, man. Anyway.
Oh, heck no. I was in the Navy for a number of years.
You could
it's time to drink.
The sailor
Thursdays are my drink days. That's the only day I get to drink. Except for Tuesday. This week I had to drink Tuesday and Thursday. So, hey.
That's right. So you got
it's a pretty wild week this week.
2 for 1.
That's it.
Well, in the wings, we have our very own Star Wars aficionado, Mr. Chris Feehan, commander of the Empire City Garrison 501st Legion, and a good friend of ours. And he's here to give us the scoop, man. There's been a lot of Star Wars on TV, and there's other activities. Mind you that the 501 ECG is involved in a lot of different things.
As always, yeah.
Yes, as always.
A lot of fundraising.
And charity. Yes, fundraising, a lot of charity. So let's bring Mr. Feehan on, and let's have him give us an update.
Sure. How you doing, everybody?
What's up?
I'm doing pretty good. Very excited about everything going on in Star Wars. I think when I last spoke to everybody, we were talking about waiting on all the announcements from Celebration. We had talked about all the new shows coming up, like Cassian Andor, which is coming out the end of August. The Acolyte, which takes place at the High Republic era. The new Mandalorian season that's coming out later this year. The Ahsoka series. There's just so much on the horizon. Well, there were some surprises at Celebration, including their announcement of an unnamed and unknown time period Star Wars series starring Jude Law. So that was a big announcement that really didn't have any information, but apparently they're moving ahead with another series that's going to involve him. And I suspect, and a lot of folks suspect, that it may have to do with the Old Republic. I think I misspoke last time and I said the Acolyte was the Old Republic. The Acolyte's actually the High Republic time period. This would go even further back and be the Old Republic, if that's what it is. But there's a lot of speculation, there's a lot of rumors, but nothing's been confirmed yet by Disney Lucasfilm. So we're waiting to hear what that might be. We also had talked a little bit about how Taika Waititi, the director, was going to be the next in line to do the next movie, which meant that Jennings her movie was possibly pushed on the back burner. And I think that's the case. He was at Celebration talking about future plans, talking about a new trilogy that he's going to lead. And I think it's moving in that direction. And I think that cemented that whole idea. So Patty Jennings' movies have been put kind of on the back burner, probably for 2024. And his movies have been put on the front, center stage to go forward, possibly to even have a movie ready by 2023. So that was exciting. They also had the trailer for Bad Batch. And right when Celebration started was when the 2 first episodes of Obi-Wan premiered. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen Obi-Wan. I don't want to give away any spoilers for anybody who's not caught up yet. But in general, I'd say it was very well received. Probably better received than Book of Boba Fett. And the ratings are there right now to prove it. It outperformed by about 20 or 30% the Book of Boba Fett finale. So the finale of Obi-Wan did very, very well. And I think Disney, even though they said this was going to be a one series one-off series for Obi-Wan. We may see something else in the Obi-Wan-esque universe, either a second season or possibly a Reva series based on the third sister who was in the series. So there's a lot of speculation, but nothing has been confirmed. But I think when they have something of that hot of a commodity, I think they're going to plan to do something with it. So we're waiting to see what might be coming of that. Also, there was a Bad Batch trailer, very well received for a lot of folks who are fans of the Bad Batch, and that's coming back in the fall. And just a lot of other interesting things happening in the Star Wars universe. They also had some toy releases. One of them was the Camtano. I don't know if you know the history of that. It was the ice cream maker that was carried by a fleeing pedestrian in Empire Strikes Back. It then made an appearance in The Mandalorian where they kept the Beskar. That's actually been released as a toy in Disney parks, and it went on sale right after Celebration. And within, I'd say, about 6 or 7 minutes, it was completely sold out. They made like a toy full-size version of like a safe that you could, an electronic safe that looks just like that ice cream maker. I tried to get one. I was skunked. It was sold out literally in minutes. So I've had it in my cart. Yeah, and they're scalping them on eBay for $100 to $150 right now when they retail for $44.99. So I'm waiting to get a couple for myself. I think it would make great raffle prizes for our charity auctions and stuff. It would be something great to put a bunch of toys in and really have something, a real showpiece for a raffle item. So I'm trying to get my hands on one, and when to keep mint in the box, when to put on display, and when to raffle off. You know.
But I'm going to just have just one. You have to have 2 or 3. Yeah, you have to have
3 of them. I'm going to wait until the prices come down a little bit on those. and just in our local garrison, we've been very, very active. We've had a very, very busy month. With May the 4th, we did 4 troops in one day, which was just insane, including a children's hospital, a Vera Bradley, a library. It was just a nutty day. In the morning, we had a couple of our troopers on Good Morning America, so it was a very exciting May the 4th. Cool. And the rest of May has just been nuts. And then June has been nuts. So the summer has been going gangbusters. And right now, coming up this weekend, if you're in the New York area, Long Island area, at Hofstra University, there's a huge convention happening this weekend called EternalCon. We're going to be there for both days doing Blast a Trooper, being there for free photos. And we're going to be raising money for a local Long Island charity called, hold on, I can't believe I'm blanking on the name. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe I've just completely blanked on the name. Operation Splash. They're a local charity, a nonprofit that helps clean up the Long Island Sound and the New York and the Long Island waterways. And anything we raise there from Blast a Trooper and from a raffle that we're doing with a gift basket is going to go to the local nonprofit Operation Splash. So please come by, be generous, make a donation, get a shot at a raffle, shoot some stormtroopers, and have some fun. They're going to have some incredible guests there, including some Star Wars guests. One of them is the new Darth Vader, who was in the Obi-Wan series, who was the stand-in for Darth Vader. His name was Dimitrios Bistrevsky, and he's going to be there along with Emily Swallow, who was the armorer in The Mandalorian. And if you're an old TV fan, both the $6 Million Man, Lee Majors, and Lindsay Wagner are going to be there for Bionic Reunion. Oh. And Sam J. Jones, who played Flash Gordon in the Flash Gordon movie. Other notable people who are going to be there, Butch Patrick, who played Eddie Munster on The Munsters, and just a multitude of other celebrity guests, including a couple of actors from The Warriors, some voices from Transformers Cybertron. There's a bunch of different actors and performers that are going to be there, so please check it out. If you're interested, it's a great little pop culture con. It's definitely the largest one on Long Island. Not near the scale of New York Comic Con, but it's a great convention to check out. And we'll be there in force. We're going to have at least a dozen characters at any given time throughout the 2-day event over July 4th weekend on Saturday and Sunday. Again, it's at Hofstra University. Check it out, and hope to see you there. We also have a big event planned just 2 weeks from now. July 16th, where we put together with the Cerebral Palsy Association of Nassau County a small convention called the Sci-Fi Minicon at Levittown Hall that's going to run from 5 to 8 o'clock on July 16th. It started out as a little event because an actor who was played Gecko the Bounty Hunter on The Mandalorian, Dominic Pace, decided to come by, and we tried to, well, let's do something. If we're going to have him here, let's see if we can get something together for, for charity. And then it just exploded into a big event now. We're going to have Dominic coming. We have George Papa and Demos, who's a local actor who's going to be doing a new sitcom called Jimmy's and Jenny's. We have two of the Warriors cast there. We're going to have some cosplayers. We're going to have Brimstone the wrestler, and Rage and Chaos the wrestlers are going to be there. So it just exploded into this mini convention that we're hoping to make a regular feature if the community comes together and likes it. It's free admission, and anything we raise there is just going to be through raffles and Blast a Trooper and through some Jedi training that some of our partners at the Saber Guild are going to provide. And the Ghostbusters are going to be there. So it's going to be a little mini version of a Comic-Con for just a couple of hours, and check it out and help us raise some money for the Cerebral Palsy Association in Nassau County.
Outstanding.
You are quite busy.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. And we're getting ready for New York Comic Con. We are expecting to be back there. So if you don't catch us at one of these local cons, try to check us out at New York Comic Con. And again, as I mentioned last week, and Pete reminded me, you guys are worldwide on this video cast. We have garrisons all around the country, all around the world. Check out, the local 501st in your area and find out what might be going on in your neck of the woods, and see what local event they might be attending if you would like to check us out. Wherever we are, we're usually doing something good for the community and trying to raise money for a worthy charity or bring attention to a worthy charity. So please check us out and help support your local community.
Fantastic. Chris, that's one of the things that, I always found and took pride in, this idea, the concept that we're actually doing the charity stuff. It brings an extra element, another facet to what we do. And it puts it where it needs to be, because that's what I think, when it's all said and done, a lot of the sci-fi concept and being out there and getting out there and helping the community is really cool. It's admirable. So thanks for doing that, Chris. Really appreciate it. And thanks for coming on the show.
Absolutely. And anytime.
All right, so we're looking forward to, there's going to be I think we're going to skip one, Chris. Did we confirm for when are we having you on? You're coming back next in August. So kind of almost, June 30th is almost July, but you're coming back in August. I got you penned in for August 4th. Looking forward to having you back again.
Yeah,
Chris,
definitely
so
want to. You got pictures or whatever happened at the con?
I think it was, Pete, we'll talk about it later. I think it was a little later, but that's fine. We'll talk about it.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
We'll work out a date, but I'm sure by the end of the summer we'll have all new updates, and we'll have probably information in the fall. Hopefully, maybe we'll have some more teaser footage from Andor and some other projects that are coming out. What I'm really excited about is Andor and Ahsoka, and I'm hoping we get a lot more information about those two series.
Outstanding. All right, Chris Feehan from the 501st Legion's Empire City Garrison, which is local here to New York City, where I'm at, which I actually did 6 years with. Proudly before Chris's time.
It sounded like a jail sentence.
Yeah,
6 years was not. Let me tell you, a lot of fun. Someday we'll compare notes, Chris. I'll bring.
I've been doing it. I've been doing it now. I've been doing it for 14 years. It's the best decision I ever made in my life. I enjoy every minute of it. And you were just saying about having a reason to do this. I gotta say, I tell my boss whenever they need something at my local charity, they want us to come out to do something. I say any excuse. If it's something good, we'll use any excuse to come out with our outfits and do some good. And that really is what motivates us. You feel good about what you're doing. You got to be doing something right. So it's a great feeling when you're out there and doing something good for the community.
Thank you very much, Chris Feehan. Star Wars update, Star Wars aficionado, and a sci-fi fan all around. Thanks a lot, Chris. Appreciate your time. Thank you for stopping in.
Guys.
We're talking about bringing you back and setting this up a little more regularly. But Chris is available for us. And thanks again, buddy. Thanks for stopping by and making the time. I'm going to try to see you at
Chris. We'll talk.
You got it, bud. All right. So, without further ado, Mr. Tipsy Toaster, Paragon FX is Paragon FX Group. We have the creative director, Mr. Tyler Ham, is with us, waiting in the green room, and we are looking to figure what actually is going on behind, the closed curtain, behind that curtain, because they have some things coming out, and we want to know more. And we're lucky enough to have them come on the show. They do a lot of prop stuff, and they have licenses to do some really cool shows, and some of our very, very favorite they're representing. So
just recently, so I guess we could probably congratulate him for
absolutely
being able to obtain those licenses. We'll have to talk about how he gets those.
We're anxious to hear all this.
So without further ado, we have Paragon FX. Let me merge this over, make sure the audio is up and running. There you go, Tyler. Give us a check.
Quick button. Press those buttons.
I
Mr.
lost
Tipsy
his audio.
Toaster.
He must have put headphones in or something.
Bring it back, bro. I'm dying to find out what's going on. Because we got an inkling, right? We saw something out there. There was something that was definitely posted. It was on the internet, and now we're going to try to get confirmation.
Tyler, I've got no audio in on yours. You might want to call back in.
Who's representing one of our favorite shows?
I saw you put in headphones, so that's probably what happened.
We're going to the Tipsy Toaster's soundboard is extremely sensitive, and his hypersonic android brain is about to explode with all the different things he had to do to make this all happen. And battling Facebook has probably not made him. No. Okay. Okay. So, all right.
No, we still don't have anything. Oh, wait a minute.
Nothing.
There you go.
Oh, we
got
it.
You.
Yep. All right. Cool.
Yep.
Now we got you.
All right. Got it. Okay.
Technology.
Hey, it happens. I mean, it's usually if you switch microphones or something on the computer, and the computer's like, what? I want to use my microphone over here and not here. So,
Tyler,
it's great to have you on.
Yeah,
great. Thanks for having me on. Sorry about the mistake with the audio. Thank you so much for having me.
If that was the only thing, you don't know half the problems we've had in the past with other guests.
Yeah, we've had plenty. Tyler, it's really cool that you took out the time to come in and give us insight into what Paragon FX Group is doing. We caught wind that you're representing some very cool licenses. Bring us into what's going on, man. Just come on, let it out.
Tell us about Paragon FX Group. Here's your elevator speech.
Yeah, well, so we founded Paragon about 2 years ago, and we've gotten really fortunate. We've been able to really quickly establish some really good relationships with big studios, like studios that we thought would be. We kind of had a short-term plan when we were originally discussing it, like who can we get in the short term, who can get in the long term. And we ended up sort of lucking out where we were able to get a lot of our long-term kind of our wish list licenses really kind of early on in the lifespan of our company. And so we have relationships. Our big ones would be Warner Brothers and Universal, which represents Battlestar Galactica. And we have some good stuff with Stryker, who's also representing Creepshow and Blade Runner in our lineup.
Wow. Blade Runner.
Yeah, it's Blade Runner 2049 technically.
Yeah, still.
Yeah. So we're really, really excited about that because we're all sci-fi fans, big sci-fi fans, big movie fans. You kind of have to be in this industry. I actually came from the film industry before I started working in collectibles. And so when you sort of get to, it's almost like the, I don't know, it's sort of like the dream game where you kind of, as an industry person, you say, what movie or TV show would I have wanted to work on? And sort of working in the collectible space now with some of these, it kind of scratches that fantasy itch of being able to sort of like be in the prop department of a show that's, from either before you were born or you've just grown up loving.
Okay, so we have to ask.
Yeah.
You got a favorite?
A favorite prop or movie or show or
All three. There we go.
license? Oh, geez. Stuff I've worked on or just
Yeah,
stuff in general?
stuff you've worked
Um,
on.
Stuff I've worked on. It's actually one of the things that I turned out absolutely loving. That is a very sort of a subtle prop, and it's up on our website right now. It's the ashtray from the film Creepshow, and it's the if you're familiar with Creepshow 1982, the daughter smacks her dad in the head with it. And it's a marble ashtray, and it just we had so much fun going through the development of that, and it turned out looking so nice. We did it in real marble, real pewter. We sort of really tried to replicate what the ashtray would look like, and that's just and it. I mean, of all things, like I've gotten to work on pieces from Universal Studios, classic monsters and sci-fi. I did
Oh,
a Star Wars piece in my old life back in freelance times. But that piece itself, it turned out so well, and it's such a in hand. It's such an interesting piece that it sort of shot to the top of my favorite things I've gotten to work on list.
wow. So Tyler, like, okay, you have a hands-on background on, props and things like that. What drives Paragon, to get those licenses? Like, how do you say, all right, well, you must put up on the wall, 20 movies that you love, and then, but specifically, each one of the movies that you probably discuss or TV shows, there's there's got to be limits. You can't say, well, I'm going to make everything on that show, right? I mean, they must give you a finite list of what you can and can't do.
Sure. Well, also, there's a lot of considerations actually when you go about licensing. First of all, some studios take a exclusive license sort of path with what they go forward. And if you're not familiar with the terminology there, that means like one company will get their toy license, one company will get their prop license, one company will get their attire license. And so there's exclusivity there. And so some studios like to work with exclusivity. Some studios will work with non-exclusivity, but you have to be careful that you're not doing something somewhat. So two studios, well, like what we do, two collectibles companies might have the same license for a show, say, but you have to be careful that you don't overlap. And so there's
Oh,
those considerations. There's also considerations just personally where you sort of want to work on things that you love, but not all the time is there not all the time do things that you love and things other people would be willing to buy. Those don't
right, of
always
course, of
like
course.
those don't always mesh. And so there's a little bit of that taken into consideration as well. But like we got the license for Jurassic Park recently, which was a huge one for us because we all love Jurassic Park and Battlestar Galactica, classic and modern. Were both fantastic for us because we're all fans of the classic as well as the modern. But I think the classic probably has a little more tug at your heartstrings value to our team.
Well,
And so
here,
there
here
it's
on
always
IFB it does.
uh, no, good. I'm in the right place then. And it's and so there's you kind of have it's a lot of different things that go into it. We all make wish lists. I'd love to make this, I'd love to make that. And for kind of all the reasons I've just mentioned, sometimes it works out great and sometimes it doesn't. And even when it doesn't, it's just sometimes it can just be a waiting game.
Oh boy. Well, so
Yeah.
now, is it true that a lot of times studios will give you a license and put a time limit on it?
Yes, that's correct. That really depends on which studio you're working with. Some can be very short, like a year, and they give you a time period, and you generally have rights to extend. So it's not as dire as it sounds. But some studios will just do a year. Some studios, typically it's 2 years. If a studio's feeling generous, you can get a 3-year deal.
Wow,
But
that's
yeah,
fancy.
yeah, you're typically looking at about a two year term.
All right, so we've checked out your website a bunch of times, and we just had a couple of
Thank you.
images from what you have on, and we showed the ashtray, and there was a Jurassic Park piece, and there's an image
We're really
up
excited
now.
about that.
And there's
Goonies.
Wizard of Oz, the ruby slippers are up. I mean, there's some cool stuff. Now you mentioned there's the one show that is near and dear to our heart. We love the franchise, but of course we are products of our time, Tyler.
Sure.
Chris and I, we grew up. We were like 11 and 12 years old when Battlestar Galactica came out, the original 1978, and so we have this strange feeling fandom thing for Galactica. The original Galacticas are our thing. So since you're going to be involved with this, what can you tell us about it? Can you tell us, are you making the helmet or not? Are you making the laser or not? Or are you going to be doing can you tell us more about what you're making?
Sure. We keep our line, we call them a line plan, a little tight to the chest, but I can tell you that one thing that we're really excited that we're working on right now, and I was hoping to have some photos, but we couldn't get them in time, is a replica Cylon helmet from the classic series.
Whoa.
And that's something that we all agreed that we really, really wanted to do. And everyone loves it. I can't recall if there's ever been a licensed version of that before. I've seen a lot of fan mades, and
yes.
And I've seen the Colonial Warrior helmet did have an official release a while ago. We'd like to look into doing that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Also, and actually, I'd like to sort of turn it around and kind of see, what sort of stuff would you all like to see made? Because I'm curious.
Now you asked the secret question.
Things that we have if we have in the hopper here.
Oh boy!
So,
all right, guys,
everybody,
blow it up, man.
Yeah.
We got Paul Roeder, who is Commander Kane. That's his cosplay. He is one of the leaders in the Battlestar Galactica community, founder of various groups on Facebook. He's a supporter of IFB, and he's on with us now. And plus everybody else, all of our other fans that are with us live. Now's your chance, guys. So bring it up. Whatever it is that you're thinking, let's hear it. I mean, this is it. For me, I don't know, Chris, you said the Cylon, Tyler. Chris, what do you think?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if we had a chance to, to have him make something.
I mean, I don't know how hard it would be, but a small bust of Lucifer would sell like hotcakes. I'm working on a cosplay with actually a Lucifer head, but if you had one that sat on a shelf that lit up and just did a couple of things, that would sell out, I'm sure. I think some of your other stuff, definitely the helmet
with the lights.
Yeah, just a small one. That would be cool. I know people would buy that.
It's such a great character design. Such a great character design.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's so cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Battlestar Pegasus gear. So specific Battlestar Pegasus gear.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously things that were labeled from the show that were related to Pegasus. Well, John McCartney says an Imperious Leader bus would be epic.
Ooh, yeah, that's another thing that nothing in our there's nothing out there in the fandom that has the Imperious Leader on it. Nothing.
Right. Yeah, I have the Mattel figure.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I mean, and that thing looks like I don't know. That thing looks like one of the raisins from the California raisins commercial.
It's like a California raisin meshed with like a strawberry shortcake toy, or so. It's the.
So those would sell. I know the helmets. If you could do the helmets, that would be a big seller because everybody's always trying to 3D print them, and there's some people that are lazy.
Yeah.
Like Tyler, the helmets that came out, I don't know if it was VFX or one of the other companies.
QMX, I think is what the company was.
EFX.
EFX. Yeah, EFX, QMX, QX, Q something.
I think they priced themselves out of the market.
Yeah.
It was ridiculously expensive, and anybody that got their hands on them had them autographed, and now they're selling them for thousands of dollars, which is ridiculous.
Sure.
the helmet would be great. If you would actually make a helmet that was reasonably priced, price point is going to be everything, because I know you're going to make it well, better than anything that's out there. But price point has got to be, you got to find that sweet spot. And if you do, you're going to sell a lot of them.
I would say, and I know I'm going to be hissed at because we've got a lot of non-2004 people online, but I think the helmet from the 2004 series, if you're looking, I know you've got both, you own both of the ones. So the helmet from the 2004 series as well would be a big seller. People try to duplicate those all the time, and there's some people that are just not crafty.
And I really like that helmet design too.
Yeah, so that definitely a Cylon helmet bust of that one as well. There's been a bunch of figures that have been about that big or a little bigger.
Sure.
Yeah, there's never been a full size head thing for that, and especially if the eye went back and forth or something. Like when you walked by it, a motion sensor would set the eye off.
Well, we might be working on similar.
Oh,
we might be thinking along similar paths here.
Oh, that's cool.
And then, is it Buck Rogers you own too? I think.
We don't have Buck Rogers.
Buck Rogers. I know it was something else that you own. I mean,
Knight Rider. Do you have
Knight Rider? That's it. Knight Rider. Do you have?
We don't currently have Knight Rider, but Knight Rider is really close to us, personally. Just for my personal relationship with Knight Rider was when I was a little kid, they filmed the first episode of season 3 at my house in part. And so I've always been a big, and so I've always been, I was a big fan before that. And then actually getting to be part of, not literally part of it, but
your house
and Hoff,
the house that you were living in was on Knight Rider.
4 days. Yeah,
that's still cool.
That's awesome.
That's so cool.
That's awesome.
So if anyone wants to see my childhood house, it's the episode's called Night of the Drones, and it's where the villainess Margot lives.
Oh my gosh,
that is so cool.
Carl says,
"Thank you."
The Colonial Light Cycle from Galactica 1980. Boo.
I wouldn't put that on our. I don't know if that's going to be on our short or long list, but I do appreciate the input.
Sorry, Carl. The Galactica 1980 cycle was.
I don't know about that one. I thought Razor Ramon would have liked that. A Daggett helmet. Make a whole collection, or the Enforcer helmet from the Long Patrol episode where Starbuck was incarcerated.
I don't know how big of a seller that would be, though. There's not a lot of people who go for that one.
Yeah. Well, the Ambrosia bottles would be kind of cool.
Oh yeah. From both series, yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That would be cool. Oh yeah. Oh boy.
Those are quick turns.
That's a good one. Yeah.
And of course, maybe a Commander Kane. I mean, are you able to do apparel, or are you just props?
No, just props.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Just props. Okay.
That makes sense.
All right. I was gonna say, Tyler, if you guys were able to get
a full-size Daggett head would be awesome.
Yeah, it would be.
We kind of like jokingly kind of toss that around kind of when we're talking.
It would be fun.
So
it would be fun. I mean, it's funny that the things that people kind of latch onto, and I mean, you can tell because also, like another thing that's been so interesting about the Galactica license is you always have to balance, like what you're making versus what's out there on like Etsy,
right, the 3D printing stuff and everybody else. Yeah,
there's 3D printing stuff. Like so many people kind of fan make their sets of qubits.
Yep.
The Colonial, a pull of a Colonial blaster was released a couple of years ago. And so
lots of
that's
people
been
making
cast
those,
and sold. Yeah, and it's hard when I had one, but you also have to take into account like. It's hard to compete with something that's like, I think I got my resin blaster for $40 on Etsy, and
right.
Not everyone
sand it down and paint it.
Yeah.
And there are the people who like to collect specifically the licensed, and so you kind of have that's another consideration, and that's why we kind of like stuff like the big helmets and things like that because they're
So John's like, let's do Korra.
Well, Tyler, what about
would that be great to have a Korra, the small little Korra thing with the little, and then tie it into, I can't say her name because she's behind me, A from Amazon.
A.
Because if I say Alexa, everybody's is now going off.
Yeah, that my Kindle does that now too. Or my Fire tablet.
Paul Roeder came up with a real good one: the Gold Colonial Warriors watches.
Oh my gosh, yes, those are so hard to get.
God, that's interesting too.
Yeah, the Hughes Aircraft Company watches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that is interesting.
And if you could make that into an Apple Watch kind of deal, or it kind of would talk to it, or a Bluetooth connection or something.
There's also a request for Adama's medallion.
Ooh. Yeah, that's a nice one.
Yeah.
Well, those are fun too because
if you made that, right, Tyler, not out of plastic though, right? If you could make them out of like maybe an aluminum or something, or something like that, that'd be kind of cool, man.
Well, we do stuff like that. I mean, our Goonie set, like we have, I just had to reach over and grab it. Like all our coins aren't, to get it into the,
yeah.
Like these are actual, like these aren't plastic or resin. These are metal too. Our One-Eyed Willie key is also metal. Yeah.
That'd be
and
cool.
What I like about stuff like that, I guess sort of every collector's biggest enemy, at least as far as I'm concerned, is enough display space.
Yep.
So it's kind of nice to
no, I don't have a problem with that at all.
Some smaller thing. Yeah, I mean you can't see to the right or left of me, but there's just shelves filled. Like if you look behind me, it looks like my room's basically empty. It just everything is over both my shoulders, and so I like it being able to do some sort of smaller things too.
Well, then I got one for you. How about a set, like half scale of, Adama's medallion and some of the other, like Commander Kane's, pins, like
the one that's underneath your name.
Yeah, or like a little kind of like set of those things, like maybe half scale in a little, presentation box, like the Battlestar Galactica, set of
limited edition.
Yeah, that would
limited
be
edition
super,
like they have the military honors sets.
Yeah, exactly.
That you can buy.
Yeah.
And that could be for the new season as well. I mean, there was a lot of different patches and honors and things like that you could put into a shadow box or something and sell probably something like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool stuff like that from the series, just sort of background things.
This is a great one. This is a really good one, Tyler. This is from Fran Severin, a good friend of ours, an author. She's a big Battlestar Galactica fan, and she brought something up that is really cool. The pendant that they wore, the Colonial Warriors wore, on their dress uniforms.
Interesting.
I would further that one and say there's somebody that's not making Count Iblis emblem.
Ooh. So that would be part of the set, but I'm talking about a 1-to-1 scale Colonial Warrior. Their dress, the pendant, that the necklace thing that.
The big necklace with all the little pearls and everything on it.
That'd be
nobody's making that either.
Yeah, that's not out there. That'd be really cool. Oh, come on.
It's funny because I mean, there's just so much stuff, and we go through this with all our licenses where it's.
Well, I'm sure
it's not just what do you want to make; it's what order can you make it in. Yeah. It's
how much will it sell for? What do you think the demand's going to be?
How many can you make? Do you make?
Right.
Nothing's worse than making too few. Yeah,
right? It's got to sell.
And now too, though.
Look, the bottom line is the truth of the matter is, all said and done, the helmets are a big selling point, right? And that's like a big deal. Everybody's like, oh, the helmets are cool, and there hasn't been a real good Colonial Warrior helmet with the lights.
Ooh.
But again, my big thing is, Tyler, be honest with you 100%. A $500 helmet is not going to cut the mustard, especially the way the economy is. I didn't buy the original that came out that
and
when
you
we
can
said
3D
before,
print them for, you can get 3D prints for less.
That's too much.
Sure.
So somewhere in there, that price point, please consider that as
350,
well. But
350, 400 max.
It's got to be,
we do try to take that into consideration because there's also aspects of that of course are out of our hands with manufacturing and things like that. But we definitely do keep that in mind as because you don't work in collectibles unless you are a collector, and that's always a discussion that we're having. Like, I mean, really across the board, it's we find out what our cost is, and then we kind of do this kind of math where it's like, could we sell that for this? Could we not? What if we can make something a little lower than we initially wanted to, that's great. It's about getting things into the hands of the people that really cherish this stuff. I mean, like we do. Like I said, we're all collectors too.
I like to hear that.
Trust me,
that's a very nice thing.
No, happy to, and we appreciate that pain, that comes with wanting something and then finding out that it's just out of grasp that way.
Tyler, there's one more. I gotta bring this one up too. This is a good one. A flight stick with the 3 light up side buttons that they push pre-launch. We've seen that scene how many times? That's from John McCartney. John, thanks for that one. That's a good one.
Yeah, the flight sticks in both series. I mean, you can mount them both in a box next to each other.
That'd be cool.
If I'm remembering right, that's like stock footage, right? Wasn't that like they showed the same?
Yeah, they show that every single time. So if you actually watch, sometimes you'll see, like I know there was one scene where a female pilot was launching, and it turned into be a male, a black male's hand, pushing the buttons.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, no one. I mean, who had a VCR? Who thought there'd be technology to go back?
Well, who thought
that would want to go
be
back
people
and
like us
blow
to
up
tear
every
it apart?
frame? Yeah, exactly.
That's a good one.
That's really funny, and I actually had never noticed that. Now I'm gonna have to go back and look for that scene. But I mean, of course they would do that. They probably totally forgot to shoot it.
Oh yeah,
they're like, no.
There's a bunch of there's a bunch of little faux pas throughout the series, but that makes it fun. I mean, face it, it was 1978. I mean, we're not doing. They're filming models instead of CGI. Dijkstra's the guy who makes all this happen with these special cameras and everything else, and it was a whole new age. It was models back then. Everything was and it looked so cool to us back then. And nowadays, you go back and if you watch 1977 Star Wars, you're like, it's a little cheesy.
Well, that's what got me into visual effects. That's watching the making of Star Wars and the making of Star Trek episodes and all those things. Then by the time I got there, it was all computer.
Oh goodness!
Right.
And so there's sort of there's always a warm fondness for the practical effects look.
Tyler, how long does it take to go from the concept that we're spitballing things? How long would it take now for you to take something back and say, all right, guys, this sounds pretty cool. So from that to actually, getting it out, how long does something like that take?
We kind of like to round about probably like 6 months, and then and then some shipping on top of that sometimes. So that's sort of best case. It then gets on a boat and comes over. With COVID and all the backups that have been happening the past couple of years, it has really kind of severely changed the guesswork in that. And it's also sort of an interesting thing that's come of that too, is that you always have like different factories that are better at different things. And so when you're planning out when things are going to be coming out, you sort of are at certain factories' mercies where can they fit something in right now where if you don't, and that might cause you to take something further down your line list and shuffle it forward a little bit because there's an opening at the factory that can do that. And so sometimes when things come out that doesn't that might not make sense, that's sort of why that happens. But we like to say 6 months to a year is kind of fairly safe. Sometimes with things that are more technical or have electronics, because everything needs to be tested and tested really well. There also has to be like shipping tests and drop tests and things. God forbid something gets stuck in customs. That can add a month to your ideal. And that's actually why we don't do a lot of pre-sales right now, because we like to make sure that the item is at least on the water and ready to go, because we don't want people paying for something that they're not going to have soon.
Yeah, I personally have had experience with a certain company in regards to a pre-sale that was 3 years in the making.
Many of us did.
And we have too.
They don't exist, right? They don't. Yeah, that company doesn't exist anymore. However, Tyler, I want to, before I push you into some other things and we discuss maybe a little. I know you have limited time, but I'm going to take advantage of being the co-host and say this. I'm not a big sports fan, and I'm okay with saying it, right? Everybody should know that I'm not a big sports fan. However, a good friend of mine, at one time, he collected football helmets, and each team's helmet was represented, and I thought they were really cool, even though I wasn't into sports or football. And so that just popped into my head. I got to tell you, if you weren't going to make, or maybe that wasn't something you were going to consider anyway, a 1-to-1 scale helmet, but instead would make, like smaller versions of, the Viper helmet and the Cylon, and then the gold Cylon, and then Lucifer, I'll tell you, I take my money now.
No, we love that. We love just miniatures in general, not like gaming miniatures, but like filming miniatures. Things like that are sort of a passion of all of ours here. And I know, because I'm not a big sports guy either, and so you're talking to the right guy here. But yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Those little half scale, I think Rydell, I think was the name of the company that used to make those. And they were cool.
Yeah.
Well, and that's also kind of like what I was saying earlier. Like the big enemy is display space, and so sometimes those half scale things are just perfect.
Perfect. Oh, heck yeah.
And also, I mean, you also get away from that $500 range you're talking about.
Exactly. Yeah, so it could be theoretically a win-win, and have like a whole series of these. I mean, if you were to make the, like the Lucifer, include the Lucifer, the 2 Cylons, and then, the Viper helmet, maybe make Galactica and Pegasus, and maybe even, I don't know, I'm just, that would be really crazy. I mean, I'd sign up right now. That's so cool. Anyway, so Tyler, what can you tell us?
You can sign up. You can sign up for our mailing list too, and our Instagram, and so that'll be the first place to get information. And I guess you can kind of we'll play the long game here, and any of these suggestions that we might already have on our list, you'll get to see popping up here.
Perfect. Let's plug that now. I mean, that's the whole idea. We want this stuff, and the only way we're going to get it, guys, is we have to support, right? So if we want to see Battlestar Galactica and other licensed, collectible props, this is our opportunity to make a difference. Go on to the Paragon website. Chris, can you pull that up now and show what that looks like? And let's make sure that we get that out. There it is, guys. Let's make sure we get out there and let's sign up. So let's show some love for Paragon, since they want to support us. They want to appease the collector and the fans. So here's our chance to show them that we really are committed to these things. And God knows we're all collectors anyway. But if they make the right thing and it has a good price point. Let's do this. Let's go out there. It's Paragon FX Group, and let's join that mailing list. So Tyler, give us the. Go ahead.
No, sorry. My phones are getting a little delay. I was going to say, not everyone likes mailing lists too, and so we're on the kind of 3 main social platforms too, all at Paragon FX Group. We have a Facebook group, we have Instagram and Twitter. We populate those evenly. And so if you prefer one over the other to sort of keep on your collectibles news feed, we're on all those as well.
Oh boy, Mediocre Modeler, Tyler, is another supporter. He has his own Facebook group, and he is an award-winning modeler. He says, please consider a blank helmet so that it could be customized. I know that Star Wars did it. So
yeah, they did the white helmets for the
Yep.
yeah, I know the guy who organized that. They did a big charity event. I think it might be. I'm looking backwards here. I think it might have been based on this Vader helmet that's actually behind me. I think it
Wow,
might be that
very
same
cool.
mold.
Yeah, well, see, that's the kind of thing. I mean, that would be really cool too. So this way you can paint your own, colonial warrior helmet in whatever colors or schemes that you want, and just that's kind of cool too. But tell us about the rest of the line, Tyler. Give us the rest of the Paragon.
Sure. I mean, for sci-fi or sort of in general.
In general, man. I mean, just tell us all about the rest of it.
Yeah. So we actually coming up soon. Tomorrow, I believe we're going to break some news about classic Batman, and
Whoa.
I don't want to spoil anything ahead of time, but that's another series that we're all really just love. And I mean, it was one that was over before I was born, but my dad and I used to watch it. They used to do 48-hour Batman marathons over New Year's, and so my dad and I would watch that every year. And it's kind of like how you can be kind of sentimental for something that you weren't
Sure.
there for the first time. And so I'm really excited about the stuff that we're doing for them. I love our Goonies set. I mean, I live in Oregon, so that in Astoria, where they filmed parts of that, aren't very far. I actually took a trip up to Astoria and brought my One-Eyed Willie key and the doubloon, and I went to the house that they shot it in and took pictures looking through the key. Yeah, I mean, it's just like I said, I'm as big of a fan of pop culture is kind of a general term, but I'm such a pop culture nut. It's been my whole life for 20 years. And so I love our Goonie stuff. The ruby slippers are really beautiful. In fact, I have a 9-year-old daughter and they live in her room, my set, because she wouldn't let me keep them in my home office. She loved them so much. And every day I'm in there telling her not to try them on, or we've sort of come to an agreement where at least it's like, try them on if you have clean socks on. that was the best I could do as a dad. That was the best rule that I could kind of ensure would be followed. This was a series that I was not as familiar with until we started working on it, was Supernatural. And I know it has a big fan base, and I think it did, I mean, a billion seasons. But the two pieces we have coming out for Supernatural, right there on is our Ruby's knife. And we have another sort of iconic blade from that series coming out very, very soon. And it looks just beautiful. Like sometimes you get kind of taken away in how, and it sounds funny, but like you get so taken aback by how well something turned out that you just kind of fall in love with it, even if it's not from a series that you loved or a movie that you grew up with. And this is sort of how it is with the Supernatural stuff. And actually, you can see right here too, the Batman '89 grapnel gun is very cool. And these are some early engineering. It's not going to be aluminum colored like that. These are we were kind of so proud of the engineering that went into this. It was sort of like we can't not show this off. This is turning out so well, and it's such a heavily engineered, beautiful piece that we haven't gotten the painted prototype yet to photograph. But again, it's like, I mean, I'm sort of like a tinkerer. Like I love building things, and I love seeing behind the scenes stuff. And I think a lot of people who collect, and especially collecting props, kind of like to see that too. So we try to incorporate that as often as we can, where it's like a little peek behind how things are made. And that's kind of what that is there. And let me see. I'm trying to think of because I don't know. There's some stuff like we can't talk about yet, so I'm trying not to not.
Can you
not
tell
to,
us?
to blow
Can you tell us about any of the other licenses you have?
He's got the Lost
or is
Boys.
that also
Amazing.
The stuff's really cool. Well, let me ask you this, Tyler. Can you add
Sure,
to
sure.
the pieces, right? So like there's a bat shield that's there at the
Hmm.
bottom that is I guess still in production. Um,
Yes.
so that's, I think that's from the Batman 66, right? The original Batman, the TV Batman.
Yeah, that was it. It's
Oh yeah. Oh
funny that
wow.
shield. They asked Adam West what his favorite bat bat
Accessory.
gadget was.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he said it was the bat shield because technically, like he's kind of pulls it out of the utility belt.
Yeah.
Like he just reaches behind his cape and pulls out this. I mean, the shield's huge. I mean, it's over 3 feet tall, and it's 4 pieces of bulletproof. I mean, not literally bulletproof, but I mean on the show, it's like a bulletproof riot shield that he
Yeah.
pulls out from behind his back and unfolds, and then that movie magic tuck it back into the back of the utility belt. And he said that was his favorite piece just because of the absurdity of having to imagine that all works in some universe.
So could you add to that? I mean, that was something obviously that's going to be in production. Are you
Mhm.
able to then pick other pieces as well, or are you now stuck to just what we see?
Oh, no, no. This is just the stuff that is to the point that we could photograph. We have tons of stuff in production, and
Oh.
we just like to wait until we don't. So, another thing that kind of happens sometimes when you show, like the bat grapnel that you just saw, is it's just a cool looking piece, even though it's kind of early production. We thought, okay, let's just show that because it can also kind of to show off of, like, we really do care. We've really engineered this. But sometimes you kind of find if you show something a little too early and you think like, oh, people are going to think this is going to be really cool because it's like a behind the scenes photo. People take that as, and you start getting a lot of feedback like, oh, is this what the final piece looks like? This doesn't look like the piece in the movie. This doesn't. So it can kind of backfire. So we do tend to be a little careful at the phase that we show the products off. But I mean, as much stuff as you're seeing, we have as much stuff that we haven't announced, just because it's in different stages of development. Like I said, tomorrow we're going to be teasing some more Batman 66 pieces. We're going to have the cool iconic piece from Supernatural's coming up soon. There's a lot of stuff kind of coming a little fast and furiously. So there's definitely more, and then there's definitely more in all these categories that you're looking at.
And what about the convention scene? Is that something that you guys are into or not?
We're totally into it. We just the company started during COVID, and so we've all that really kind of set us back, and I will definitely start being more on the scene in conventions in the next year, and probably towards the end of this year. I mean, uh, no one wants COVID, and it's a rough ride. So we've been sort of playing it safe for a little bit. I mean, I know I just went to my first convention as just a convention goer just last month since COVID started. I'm a fan of the '80s GI Joe
Yeah.
line, and so I
Oh, the
flew down and
'80s.
went
Oh,
to a
the
GI
smaller
Joe.
ones.
Yeah, yeah, and I went
And
to a
knowing
Joe
is half the
convention.
battle.
Yep, exactly. And I mean, even that felt weird, having not been in a convention for that long, and then being in a room full of like a room full of people. But we have plans. We have conventions that we're trying to line up right now, and because again, another big part of this is like we want to meet and interact with people who are interested in these things. Like just like speaking with the two of you over this past hour, there's a passion there, and you get ideas, and you can bounce things off of one another, and it's always best to ask fans what fans want. And and again, that's kind of like we like showing some of these behind the scenes things because it's fun to get reactions. It's fun to see people get excited about something you're doing. People getting excited about what you do makes you more excited about doing it.
Yep.
Like I said,
And
again, I'll yell it from the rooftops. We're fans first.
yeah, and
Yes.
that's kind of our That's our mantra. We believe that the fans fuel the fleet or the fandoms. The fandoms will die if we're not there. If people like yourself are not creating products for other people, people like ourselves who want to get the more information out and get the fandoms involved or excited, and then we like to go to Comic Cons and look at people who are, spending money and time on costumes, and people who and we love talking to the people who write the fandoms. I mean, people who actually created the worlds that we kind of like to play in, or we like to buy stuff from. So it's a whole cult.
No,
the cult of collectors.
Yeah, it's a cult.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with this cult. But it's
I worked
great.
at Industrial Light and Magic for 3 years, and that and I had guys in my department that had worked on A New Hope, and I sat next to a guy who was a Steadicam operator on Return of the Jedi, and I sat back to back with the guy that worked on Empire Strikes Back, and you'd walk around, you'd see Dennis Muren, and it's like you're coworkers with them, but every time you walk by one of them, you just kind of like get giddy. Because they have built the world that you love so much, and you get into an elevator and George Lucas gets in with you, and and you just kind of sit there smiling and like sweating, just like, oh, he's really here.
So at Industrial Light and Magic, what are some of the things that you worked on?
Oh gosh, I worked there. I worked on Pirates of the Caribbean Part 2 and 3.
Woo! My favorite shows.
The first J.J. Abrams Star Trek, Iron Man, the fourth Indiana Jones, and I also kind of hop around. There are a couple movies I did just a few weeks here and there on. And the other one I was on for like the extent of was the Nightmare Before Christmas 3D conversion, actually, cool. Which was an interesting project.
Very cool.
You got some street cred there, sir.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you.
Tyler, we have another really, really big fan and support of ours, Baz from Australia. He's on with us live, and he wants to know, are you ever going to do Dune costumes or props? And I would imagine he's talking about the new Dune, because we're all big fans of that as well. So, can you?
We have the classic Dune license.
Ooh.
And so we are working on some classic Dune pieces right now.
Ooh.
And there's your answer, Baz, who actually is finishing up his own 1-to-1 scale Viper Mark. What is it? It's from the new, the new reimagined. Yeah. It's a Mark 5 or what is it, Baz? What Mark? It's a life size, and it's in his.
Oh, I would love to see that.
Oh,
yeah. He's out there. So if you can, look him up on Facebook, and he's come on our show, and
there you go.
He's done videos, and it's just incredible what he does. Mark 2. It's a Mark 2. Thanks, Baz. And great guy. And
that's incredible.
Oh yeah, he's got some really, and he's constantly working on it.
Yeah,
and he's got all the
leaning in like I can see it, like I can see it bigger if I lean closer.
Yeah.
See, this is the kind of fandom that is just incredible to me.
Yeah.
Like that patient, like, I guess I should call it patient fandom. Like just the willingness to take on a project like that is so stunning, and then to see it through. I mean, one of my good friends is like that. He's like a patient fan where he can work on a project for years. And I'm not a patient fan. I wish I had more patient fandom in me. So I just have to admire it from afar.
Well, I'll tell you, we also have Carl Kullenschmidt also has a Mark 1 Viper, and he's actually been able to do some conventions. And he's well known out there, mostly on your side of the states, over on the West Coast and Texas and stuff. So he's able to get his full scale Mark 1 Viper from the classic, and he gets it out there. And Scott Stewart is making a Mark 1 out of aluminum There's another fan, I think. Chris, is that out in Australia, down where you are? So we have our fans, Tyler, are all over. And I think, is that Carl's?
That's Carl.
That's Carl's, right? Yep, that's Carl's. Yep, there it is. So that goes to conventions here in the States.
That's just
by the
stunning.
way.
That's incredible.
Oh yeah, Team BSG Viper. That's right. Thanks, thanks guys. So Tyler, what? I mean, we got to have you back, man. You got to come back. You got.
I'd love to come back.
Are you? And now we got to have you come back with some
new announcements,
some stuff, man. Yeah, come on, some releases.
I know. I'll have to come back. We'll have to debut the prototypes on here when we finally get them.
Oh man,
or if you want, you could send them to me and.
Yeah. All right, calm down there.
for a trial run.
Yeah. We have an overhead camera. See, look. Yeah, we have overhead camera and everything, so we're ready for it. Hint, hint.
$6 million.
Nod, nudge.
Yep. So yeah, hey,
we're getting ready to review that tonight, actually.
Oh yeah, and that's just something that we actually picked up on our own. From time to time, we do get things sent over. Not a lot.
No.
That's not a big deal with
us. We spend a whole lot of money.
Yeah, we do, but it's just because we're fans.
I'm thankful my wife does not watch this show. Because if she only knew, I'd be in deep trouble.
I'd be in trouble. Big trouble.
I miss having an office where I could have had things mailed to. It's so much nicer when packages showed up at your desk instead of your door. It's made things so much easier.
That's right. But anyway, like I was saying, Tyler, thank you so much for taking the time out. We look forward to Paragon FX Group, your company, cranking out all that stuff, and whether it be Battlestar or any of the other cool franchise stuff that you have. I mean, we're all into all that stuff that you mentioned, whether it's the Batman or the Jurassic Park, or I mean, all that stuff that you got is really, really cool. We went down the rabbit hole with Battlestar because like that's one of our
sure.
It's our thing. It's our thing. So
you need to buy Logan's Run
it's
next.
Ours too. I mean, it's a great hole to go down.
Yeah.
Oh heck yeah!
You need to buy Logan's Run next.
Yeah.
And we're hoping to see you at the cons because Chris and I we're definitely going to New York Comic Con later this year.
Mm-hmm.
We're planning on going to Fan Expo in Knoxville. So keep us posted if you're going to be at a con. We'll put the word out, especially if you're going to be out there, and maybe you'll do some panels. Who knows? But we wish you all the best. And we're looking forward to seeing that stuff. And I want to get one of those helmets, that Cylon.
He was about to say something. I said Logan's Run, and he's peaked up. So Logan's Run, V.
I'll let the peak. You know what? So my name is Tyler Ham, and so that's also like I can't not be a V fan. Like, back before Facebook kind of took over from what were the big message boards, I would always be on message boards with my real name, and people always just thought I was a big V fan. Like they always thought it was a V reference. And, like, no, just a really strange coincidence.
Firefly. There's another one you need to buy.
Oh, Firefly, yeah.
Yeah, I love Firefly.
Stargate. Yeah. I mean,
Pete's a big Stargate fan.
Stargate Universe. I'm a big Stargate Universe fan. Stargate Universe, my favorite Stargate franchise. But anyway, Tyler, please come back.
Yes.
We would.
No, anytime you want me back, I'll come. This has been so
anytime
fun.
you come out, anytime you want to come on, let us know.
Guys like this.
Just give us a heads up. Let us know that you have something to release,
will.
and we'll put you in, man. You can stay as long as or as short. Just let us know that you're free, and if you have anybody else from the company that you think would is into stuff like we are, we'd love to have them on as well. But please come back.
Yeah, we need to have you back just so you can talk about Industrial Light and Magic, and if you got any behind the scenes photo of yourself in there.
Oh God, yeah, that could be a whole other episode.
There we go. See, we set up a new episode with Industrial Light and Magic. We'll get you on.
Look, Tyler, come back if you want. If you're open to it. I know you're busy and you got things to do, but if you ever have, like a half hour, 45 minutes, and you want it, we'll just talk about your background and the life of
Yeah,
working
sure.
in the industry. We would love to just interview on that, and then of course we'll talk about Paragon, but we'd love to hear your stories, man.
Yeah, that's important that we get the stories and put them out there.
I'd be happy to do it.
Yeah, if you got stories behind, say, oh, I remember this one time, but you're the only one that knows it. And if you're the only one that knows it, then it's not a great story.
There's a couple.
Yeah.
We'd love to have you, man. Thank you so much.
I don't know if they're great stories. I definitely have some goofy ones.
No, we love
Those
it.
are better.
Good.
Tyler,
then I'm your guy.
Yeah.
Plug Paragon. Give us the website, please.
Sure thing. It's paragoneffectsgroup.com, and on Twitter, Instagram, it's at Paragon Effects Group, and there's also the Paragon Effects Group Facebook group. And you can link to all of those basically through paragoneffectsgroup.com also.
Outstanding. Thank you so much. And so, guys, you heard it, right? And we got a chance to actually put the word out, right? We talked about some of the things that we're hoping maybe, who knows? Maybe they'll make some of the things we talked about. But I know they're going to make cool stuff, and they got cool stuff out. So Paragon FX Group is on Facebook. It's on the net. It's all over the place. Let's support. Let's get the word out. And see, I got your fireworks, Tyler.
That sounds like gunshots. You're in New York.
I'm in New York. That's fireworks, bro. Well, I mean,
sure, it's
fireworks.
Fireworks, yeah.
I'm either being chased away or celebrated.
Celebrated.
Well, thanks for coming on. And
half dozen of the other, huh?
Yeah, thanks for coming on, and thanks for all you do.
Thanks, Tyler.
No, thank you. Thank you for all you do.
You got it. Thanks, buddy. All right, so hey, man, that was freaking awesome. I was so surprised. I didn't, we didn't see that coming, right? So that wasn't something that. All right, so that's the neighbors doing their,
It's a little early for the 4th of July there.
Yeah, right. Not here where I am. They spend thousands and thousands of dollars on fireworks. So, Chris, I need to close the window and heat up my room even more than what it is.
Right.
But
and you need to check. Do me a favor and check to make sure you're on the right browser, because we've had this problem before.
Yeah, we did. We had. That's right. So, all right. So why don't you take over for a second, and I will close the window.
Cool. I mean, I can pull over to. I can start opening up my new gift.
Boy. Yeah.
I haven't opened it up yet.
The thing is that I just wanted to just thank everybody for coming up with those great ideas.
Oh yeah.
And I'm looking forward to.
And it's important that we have a voice, and we're happy to be able to be your voice to this individual that's going to be creating this stuff.
Look, we didn't get a chance to prep in the green room before this, and Tyler came on, and it was like, we just jumped right into it. We didn't expect him to say, hey, what do you guys want to see? I was like, what? I was like, whoa, man, that's a loaded question, and you guys all rose to the occasion. So thanks for everybody that was on live with us. Really appreciate it. Man, I really hope we get to see those little.
Actually, why don't we have we have an individual who's been waiting patiently.
Let's get Tara on, and I will close the window.
You can close the window, and I'll get Tara on.
All right, do it.
All right, Tara. Let's find. All right, where am I at?
I'm still on.
I am. There's
there's
Tara. There's him. There's okay. Well, I need to create a new other. We'll just go there. We'll go there for now.
All right, so come on, bring Tara on. There we go. Hey, Tara.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Outstanding. Thank you for being so patient.
Yeah, no.
We're sitting there yapping up a storm. We're like, oh man, we got Tara in the background. She's got.
And I'm over here listening and watching and commentating on my own to myself, and I'm like, yeah, no one can hear me. But that was amazing.
What did you want?
Fabulous.
What would you buy?
I am starting a list. I'm starting a mental list. And the first thing that popped into my head was Indiana Jones' whip.
Ooh.
Oh.
And then he did mention that he worked on an Indiana Jones piece, so I went, oh, okay.
Wow.
But
nice
Tyler's my new hero, so yeah.
All right, cool.
When I start Facebook stalking him with suggestions, he's got no one to blame but himself.
Good one.
Yeah, but
Tara,
yeah,
thanks so much
listen, guys.
for being patient.
Yeah.
And so
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
let's have you let's go ahead. Can you, Chris, can you
Yeah.
just
Hang
set her
on.
up
Give me a second.
okay.
1 second.
Okay. I don't know if you were waiting for the cue, because sometimes you just wait for the break and it's not that. It's just where I'm waiting for you and then we just don't know what we're doing.
Oh, we always know what we're doing.
Like it's our first rodeo.
We always know what we're doing. It's just never lined up right.
What's up? Fran says, "Hey, Tara."
Hey, Fran, my friend, how are you?
Starbucks.
Oh my gosh! Oh, hey!
Hey, Tara's coming out with a bang!
Yeah, Tiny Beans on. Yeah.
Tara, tell me, when you lived in New York City, do you remember the fireworks and like the neighbors setting off fireworks?
Constantly,
Okay,
like from like June to September.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's just
there you go, Tipsy Toaster.
Yeah.
It's a New York City thing. It's where
yeah.
Like millions live, not out on the prairies.
Yeah, well. Where the deer and the antelope where seldom is heard a discouraging word.
What a great segment you had with Chris too. He like dropped so much cool info. I'm so excited.
Oh,
that was awesome.
Yeah, he's cool. He's got it all locked up. He knows what he's doing and he does it well. And so Chris, should I just like walk off and just close the window, or
give me a second?
Okay, you can't just make
just
the two.
Keep yapping. I didn't have this set up like I should have. So.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, the start of the film of the 13 colonies, Cylon's rule. Carl. Yeah, I guess. But can you imagine having like the Cylon helmet like this size?
There's something we should have had him do.
The gold and that is so cool.
There's something we should have had him do. It was the mugs.
Well, they're kind of out there.
They're kind of out there.
Yeah, but he said he did say that he didn't want, like, he's not interested in really copying stuff that's on Etsy that's readily available already, right? He wants things that are a little more unique.
I wouldn't say that that's readily available.
Well, somebody has them.
Yeah.
Somebody makes them.
Somebody does.
So, yeah, somebody does. So, yeah, it sounds like a 380. Yeah, no kidding. A Cylon helmet tankard. Okay, I'll go for that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that works. But I was just thinking, the Star Wars came out with the little stormtrooper helmet, and then you could actually customize it. It came in a blank. It was a blank, and I got a couple of those, and they were very reasonable. And I was like, wow, this is so cool. And then you spray paint them any color you want, whatever. But imagine if they had the Spectre one and the Volpa one and the Colonial, the Galactica Colonial Warrior one. That'd be so cool.
Yeah,
that's
I mean, they sell all these little figures. If you had a helmet that's at least, like, let's say 1/3 or 1/2 size.
Yeah, like
I'll throw money at
6 inch. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right. Take all my money. Just
don't tell my wife I gave you that much money.
Right.
Oh yeah.
6 inches. There you go. All right. So
cool. We're set now. You want to go close your window?
Go.
You ready?
It's all you.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. And we have Tara with TV and movie critic. So take it away, Tara.
Thank you so much. Welcome to Tiny Bean's Corner of the IFB Network, where we talk other things that might be interesting, things to check out for our fan base. Happy summer, everyone, and I hope you are all enjoying the weather. And when you are not soaking up the sun, I got tons of cool stuff for you to check out. So let's start in previews land, and first up is the Terminal List on Amazon Prime. It is
heck yeah, I'm looking forward to this one.
Right? I mean, how could you not? Just like look at it. I'm like, this looks. It's based on the Jack Carr novels. Backstory. It's about a Navy SEAL who's attempting to unravel this deadly conspiracy. And for those of you who are not familiar with the book series, it's very like Bourne Identity style action film, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that in my book. Just full disclosure, straight out, this one is getting mixed reviews, but I think
it came out yet.
I know, right? Most action films, I think do get mixed reviews. So I'm like, that doesn't bother me at all. Some of the hesitation seems to be that Chris Pratt seems to be, as I've read, unusually subdued. And I think that happens when he's just being serious, and
Well,
he's
what was the
robbed of
movie he
his
was in
comedic
just recently? The science fiction movie,
Yeah, he did the Tomorrow War. I
Tomorrow War.
love
Amazing. A
that,
really
right? I
great
thought he did
show.
great in that. And he did have a little opportunity to exercise his comedic side, which, as we know from Guardians of the Galaxy and The Office, that's like, I think, where he excels. But he is really shaping up to be a new action hero. So I have high hopes for this one. I can't wait for it. It starts tomorrow. So I'll definitely be checking it out. And I hope you guys do too. And let me know what you think. Now, next up, we have the latest installment in the Predator universe. This one is going back in time 300 years to talk about the origins. Here, we're going to find the Predator stalking a Comanche village and the warrior who goes out to address this threat to the village. And it's directed by Dan Trachtenberg, who directed 10 Cloverfield Lane. And I love that movie. I love all the Cloverfield movies, but 10 Cloverfield Lane, I really liked the style of. So again, high hopes for this one. They're saying it's making the Predator scarier than ever before. And Prey will be available on Hulu. Get this, entirely in Comanche as a language option, or with Comanche subtitles, which is the first time a feature-length movie on a direct-to-consumer streaming platform will be available in the Comanche language in its entirety.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah, I know the Navajo have they've translated a number of movies into Navajo. Most of them are Star Wars.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so now they're
You can
branching
actually watch
to
Star Wars
Comanche.
in Navajo.
I can't believe that's like so cool. So yes, this will be fun. This one is hitting your TVs on August 5th. So
Yeah, I gotta
check
buy
that one
Hulu.
out. Yeah, it's worth it just to do, even like I say all the time, check out these streaming sites, even if you just do a free trial or try it for a month and then you can get rid of it if you don't like it. So it's
I always
not
forget
like,
to get rid of it though.
yeah, you gotta make yourself a note, or you say, Tara, wait, do I have to cancel? Yes, it's time to cancel Hulu. Don't worry, I have notes all over my phone for these things, trust me. So definitely check this one out, and I'm also going to be talking about other Hulu stuff later, so get on that. Now, rounding out this installment of previews, be sure to keep your eyes open for Jordan Peele's latest, and it's called Nope. And that is hitting theaters on July 22nd. Now, as with most of his stuff, details are scarce, tightly under wraps, but it is being billed as a psychological sci-fi thriller with a brother and sister protagonist team. Now, I am a fan of Peele's work. His stuff seems new and fresh, and he's not afraid to take chances. I put him in the M. Night Shyamalan category. I may not love all of his stuff, but I really like most of it, and I am always intrigued by it. And this one is definitely intriguing, even though there's not a lot of detail yet. But check out the teaser trailer online if you get the chance and tell me what you think. Now, turning to review time, let's talk about The Old Guy. I hope you guys are watching. I hope somebody is watching this.
Oh, I want to watch. I haven't done it yet.
Oh, Chris, I have a feeling you're really going to like this one. I think this one's for you. And it stars Jeff Bridges, the dude, come on, and he's amazing.
So he's the old man with a White Russian now.
Yeah, exactly. But boy, can he kick some butt, let me tell you. And he's playing a retired CIA agent in this. He's living quietly off the grid until one day an assassin arrives to take him out. So now he's kind of flushed out of hiding, and to save himself, he's got to kind of reconcile with some stuff from his past. And the fabulous John Lithgow co-stars as his former director, and boy, do they have a complicated and layered history here. Bridges' character also, and now you guys know me long enough, I think you know where I'm going with this. He has 2 dogs, and they're so cool. You're going to love these dogs. They're big black Rottweilers, and their names are Dave and Carol. Come on. I mean, yes, they have people names, and it's actually a point of the show that they talk about. Yes, they have people names, and they go everywhere with him, and they are the Zeus and Apollo of this series, and they better not get hurt. That's all I'm going to say about that. There's already been a tense exchange, so. But yes, so far I am really liking this series. It's nuanced, it's layered. There's still plenty of shooting and plenty of scares, so there's a lot for everybody here. It not unlike Night Sky with J.K. Simmons and Sissy Spacek. I feel like the addition of these spectacular actors like Bridges and Lithgow, it shows how much better shows can be when you level up your casting. Come on. I mean, this is really makes a huge difference. The show has already been greenlit for a second season, so do yourself a favor, check it out. I think you'll like it. We'll talk about it next time. And to round out for tonight, guys, it being summer, I feel like it's time to lighten things up. You know, do something fun, see some fun stuff. Why not watch some fun stuff on TV, right? So I have two great suggestions for you. And they're not too lighthearted and fluffy. They're stuff that I think y'all would really enjoy. So let's start with Hulu's The Bear. I just started this one, and it is my new favorite show. I'm not saying that lightly. You know,
wow.
If you
wait.
ever,
Here's the test. Is it better than Ozark?
Oh, dude, that's just cruel.
There's the test. Is it better than Ozark?
It's apples and oranges, so kind of, yeah.
Well, no. The question is, do you like it better than Ozark?
Yeah. I want to say
that is a good show then.
Whoa.
Yeah. On the same, like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to see the next one. You know that feeling? And they drop them all at once, which to me is always really hard because I want to binge them all at once, and I try to give myself the no, we're gonna space these out, and we're gonna watch them like
I binge those things like a heartbeat.
Like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah.
Really good. Right? But in this one, I think it's worth it. Check it out. Like, binge this if you can. I haven't watched the whole series yet because I am trying to hold on to it because I like it so much.
Wow.
If you've ever worked in a restaurant or a deli or anywhere like that, please get on this. It is hilarious. And as someone with a lot of kitchen experience, I can tell you they nail it perfectly.
There you go, Pete.
The look, the feel, all of it. It's really something. And it stars Jeremy Allen White from Shameless. And I know everybody loves Shameless. And his character is a James Beard nominated, like, fancy pants chef, but he's called home to run his family's greasy spoon sandwich shop after his father passes away, and chaos ensues, of course. So, but it's still with enough seriousness, but the funny scenes will have you like tears rolling down your face. So it really fits the feeling. It's good for now. I would definitely check it out. It is also getting some of the best reviews I have ever seen. It is 100% on Rotten Tomatoes from critics and a 96% audiences. Yeah. 85 on Metacritic. It's an 8.5 on IMDb from audiences and a 4.9 out of 5 on Google reviews.
That's insane.
Right? Yeah, I know. No joke here. This is not just me going, oh my God, I love it, which, I usually do. But this has got backup. It's not just me. So check this one out. I think you'll enjoy it. And next, also on Hulu, Only Murders in the Building is back.
Oh,
Martin Short is finally back on TV.
It's good.
It's finally back in anything, and that just makes my whole world brighter. It
is good. It's fun. It's a really good. Yeah, it's a good show.
It's just it's adorably fun. It's either the great Steve Martin, Martin Short, and the surprisingly terrific Selena Gomez. They're former strangers obsessed with true crime and podcasts, and they're suddenly stuck in the middle of one. This show is so much fun. I have yet to talk to anyone who has watched it and has not enjoyed it. So I think that's another ringing endorsement. It's like universally loved. I, for one, would watch anything Steve Martin is in, or Martin Short for that matter. So this one is making me very, very happy indeed. And
It's
that
not
is,
predictable either.
it's really not, right? It's
No,
really,
it's not. They had some really good twists. You didn't.
out.
Yeah,
haven't
I was
seen
like,
it yet,
where are
so
they going with this? It's good, but no. Listen, the idea being that
Wait. Is this one on Hulu?
Yes.
it's,
I know, but see, now I gave you 3 reasons to get Hulu right in one
Oh, yeah,
shot,
come
so it's
on,
not
man.
wasted money.
Look, the idea being that sometimes you start watching this show and it's just predictable and it's derivative, and this one has some really good twists that you don't see coming, which makes it even better. And they end up being, they're like podcasters and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's good. It's really, really good. I highly recommend it. It's a fun, and like you said, I mean, it's Martin Short, right, and Steve Martin, and Selena Gomez was like, I didn't expect much. I didn't know. I mean, I'm not a fan. I don't follow her stuff,
Right.
but she brings something to the mix, like they said, because I watched some like behind the scenes on the making of, and I enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to seeing the other one just to change it up, Chris. Because I mean, we watch all the sci-fi stuff, but sometimes you want to see something else. But
Well, all I say is Martin Short and Steve Martin. The only show that comes to my mind when I hear those two together is The Three Amigos.
The Amigos.
Okay.
Of course.
No, they're good in this.
Well, yeah.
They're good in this. They're good. Trust me.
Yes.
Good.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
they're good. There's a couple of Superman and Lois. I don't know if any of you guys are watching that. So I've been watching it. Yeah. It's out there and it's pretty good. It's actually pretty good. So like the premise is that Superman and Lois are married and they have 2 kids. So what happens when you actually have 2 teenage kids, like in their world, and so they end up going back to Smallville and get him out of Metropolis, and Superman's still Superman, but now he's got to deal with his kids, and one of them is starting to manifest powers. So it's it's good.
Starting to sound like they wanted to recreate The Boys.
Oh boy, talk about The Boys. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow, I don't know if Tara, you watching The Boys?
I am so far behind, it's not even funny. So.
Oh my God!
That time when they kill everybody in it, it's just amazing.
No, it's
never saw that coming.
Yeah, this season is crazy. So for you guys that are watching, there's some other stuff out there as well. There's there's a few other shows that
chime in if you got a show out there that you're watching that you might want to check out.
There's a few others, Tara, that I've been meaning to bring up, and sometimes you just get carried away with things, and there's others that are kind of like float to the top. But I've been trying, like Superman and Lois, I've been holding back on for a long time now. I kind of got lost on Flash.
I never watched that one.
WB is selling off and shutting down, operations, and there's not a lot of shows that have actually, made it this round. So
one of the best shows I've seen is Dark Cloud. It's on AMC. I think it's Dark Cloud. It's the Navajo Police Department in 1977.
Yes.
And it's based on a lot of books by, I can't remember the author's name. Now I'm getting ready to get a bunch of his books an audiobook.
Yes.
It is terrific. And it's done by Game of Thrones, a guy, and Robert Redford.
Martin. The guy's name was Martin.
Was it Martin? Something Martin.
Yeah.
The writer, George R.R. Martin?
Yeah. It's him and Robert Redford put this together.
Stop.
Yes.
Robert Redford.
I know,
Mom,
I know it's not
watching
sci-fi, guys.
Robert
Sorry,
Redford?
but it is fantastic. It's better. I'm gonna offend Tara here. It's better than the Ozark.
Stop. It's different. There's
Stranger Things.
everything.
Yeah, that's out too. I mean, I'm behind the Stranger Things, But
Listen, the new one's going to drop tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or I should say the new.
Yeah,
the
Paul
new
just said,
list,
yeah,
too.
Stranger Things 4 Part 2 tomorrow night. Yeah.
It's a good
Yeah.
one. Michael Einhander. Hey, Mike, thanks for joining us. Just started watching first episode of The Boys. You got to go through the whole thing, man. It's insane.
I binged it over 3 days.
It's crazy.
Wow.
Crazy. It's just like your head explodes because it's like stuff that like what? It's pretty good.
Carl doesn't like the new Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know.
no, I was going to say, I'm like, what do we think of the Obi-Wan?
I liked it.
I haven't seen the latest episode.
I liked it. The last episode was good. The second to last. Yeah. As a matter of fact, Strange New Worlds, Captain Pike. Some say that the episode.
I'm sorry, but his hair gets bigger every episode.
Yeah, I know. It's just that's a thing, but
it's just. He's starting to look like Johnny Bravo, man.
Yes, he does. But anyway, the point, if that's the worst of it, if that's the only thing
exactly.
it's great.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
He's a great actor, great show. I just watched the latest one where they're in a book.
The one that dropped today?
Like the fantasy one?
That's the one. Last one I saw was the one where they're inside of a book.
Yes.
And
that one,
me
some
too.
people have mixed emotions on that.
I think it was a real good challenge for the actors in regards to different characters and different actions. Yeah. And the guy who plays Pike pulled off a comedic. People probably like, oh, I don't like the way he did it. It was comedic. Yeah. It was funny. It was fun.
Yeah.
It wasn't designed to be him. So the cowardice and everything that was in it is great. I think he's a really good actor, and people just probably don't realize that.
Yeah.
Anson Mount is really, really good, and a nice person. I met him at Pittsburgh, PA SteelCon, and it was after his debut as Captain Pike in Discovery, and is really, really nice guy.
Nice.
Tony Hillerman.
Yes, thank you. That's the author. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fran and John came up with that. Dark Winds, based on Tony Hillerman. Mindhunter, the start of the FBI profiles, serial killer Carl.
They stopped that one, Carl. I think that's not new, is it? That's an older. That was a great show.
Mindhunter,
a very good show. And I was upset when they took it off.
Yeah. John just said he says they are shooting season 2 of Strange New Worlds. I love it, man. I hope they give us more episodes.
Yes, they are.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
I
love it too. I'm like, I
Winds.
feel like it got a lot of hate for that last episode, and I'm like, there's no reason for that.
Spock's brain wasn't good, but we all kind of love it anyways.
Yeah. And how many episodes on the holodeck did we get in Next Generation?
No
there's so many silly.
Yeah, that's a good comparison.
Yeah,
the holodeck and this the one of the last episodes of the storybook.
Oh yeah.
Right.
So
yeah.
Now Tara, you know what, Tara? I just saw Doctor Strange in the Multiverse.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet. What do you think?
Chris, you saw it?
Mm-mm.
I got my impression was the movie was trying to find its center. Like it was is it really all about Doctor Strange? At some point it felt like it got hijacked, and then it got a little too long for me. That's my humble opinion. I'm a big Doctor Strange fan from back in the day when, big time comic book. And now, it's a good iteration of Doctor Strange, but this one, I don't know. I felt they were trying to do too much with it. I don't know. You guys got to see it so we can really talk about it and just, I mean, it's a movie, it's decent, but I don't think it was one of their greater ones. There's better ones out there. So, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
All I can say is, was it Dark Clouds or what was it again? Dang, I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, Mike, just average. I think so too. Taro, you got to keep us posted now. The summer's coming.
Dark Winds.
You're our TV movie critic, so just keep it rolling.
Absolutely.
I've gone back just to add this to the mix. I've gone back and I started watching the Logan's Run TV show.
And just because Pete started
okay.
watching that again, I just finished the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Nice.
Okay, so you're caught up.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
so
Good.
is it me, or is it just weird that that one of the girls in there is called Siri? I wonder if they
who knows
stole the name from there.
Who knows?
Huh.
And she's a robot, by the way, who
Oh.
is there to serve the people that show up.
Anything's possible, bro. You
You
don't
know,
know.
it
Yeah.
kind of looks that way.
Could be. So yeah, so we've gone back to watch stuff that, you know, from back in the day. I just, you know, I'll throw it on in the background. I don't know. Anyway,
Great.
Tara,
Hang on.
so much.
I've got to plug this one because I love this
What do you
show.
got? Oh, the Dark Winds, yeah.
Oh, see, now I want to check this out. Now this sounds
I am
really
too.
good.
It's
And
definitely on my
Tony
list.
Hillerman, I'm there. That sounds great.
I
Yeah,
mean,
no, that looks really good.
1970s.
Yeah.
Tara, are you coming down to the city again anytime soon? Are you going to be down here, or do you have any plans to visit again?
Not in my immediate radar, but if you need me for something, you just let me know.
Okay, cool.
I'll make it happen.
Okay. All right. We'll keep you posted.
Yeah.
We, you know, obviously we have a shooting script set for the Stranded Warrior. So, you know, we're working on that. So we'll keep you posted, right? And let everybody else know. That's what we're going for. Hopefully we'll, you know, we're in pre-production now, but that's something that we're working on. And, you know, there's constant conventions. Lola says I'm free. Well, Lola, we'll see how we work all this into, you know, the rest of the fans and stuff. And our vision at one point is to have a lot of us in the background as extras on, you know, some of these scenes. You know, that would be in a perfect world. You know, some in on one of the battle stars, Martin's Battlestar, and then, you know, some of the other scenes on the planet. So it would be kind of cool to have you guys come on and help out. Tara, of course, we're going to keep you posted. You're being one of the part of the team, but I know that sometimes you come to the city, and we'll see if we can get you down to one of these conventions at some point.
Oh, I would love
Get you
that.
out of
It's
the
been
sticks.
way too long. Yeah. Absolutely.
All right.
Get her away from the
Awesome.
Bears.
Yeah, no kidding. Bears and the wolves.
They're out now. Summer's
They are.
over. All right.
Tiny
Well,
Bean,
thank you so
very,
much for
very
having me
much.
back, guys. We'll see
Yeah,
you
you're kidding me,
soon,
of
right?
course. The pleasure's ours. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
We'll stay in touch and see you in a couple of weeks. You come back to do your updates.
Great. Good. We'll see you soon, guys. Have a good night.
Take care.
All right, we'll talk. Bye. Oh man, wow, a lot of cool stuff. It's always fun when Tara comes on and we get John and all our.
Oh, we could
guests and
talk.
stuff.
Like I said, I told you, let's do a couple hours. Let's do an all day for 24 hours. Come on.
Yeah, 24 hours. Okay.
Come
Well,
on.
you know what?
We could talk for 24 hours. I know I could talk for 24
I know.
hours.
Well, yeah, we sure we could. I just got this in the mail. Non-sports update or non-sport update. This happens to feature Elvis. This is for non-sport trading cards, and I got a couple of highlights.
These are cool.
On this.
I need to go buy waffles.
Galactic Homestyle Star Wars Mandalorian trading cards are on the box. That's cool. Let's go get some Eggos and get the cards. And then I wanted to mention that for those of us that are fans of Highlander, there's a new set of Highlander movie anniversary cards coming out, and it's from a UK-based company called Unstoppable Cards. And then to be announced, of course, is the typical Chris, is the Doctor Who stuff, Star Trek Picard Season 2 cards, Twilight Zone expansion, Twin Peaks. That's interesting. Of course, Star Trek Discovery and Strange New Worlds. And, you know, for those that are into the collecting of the cards, you know that a lot of times the boxes will have like autographed cards. Sometimes they'll have like relic cards with parts of pieces of the costume as you know, like embedded into the card itself, a collectible.
Did they do They Live?
So that's kind of cool. That's it. You know what? I can quickly look. This one has a sort of like a price guide, and it's
Or
usually
The Thing.
alphabetical.
Those would be ones I'd be interested in. They Live or The Thing.
Yeah, that's something. I can quickly try to see if I can pan through this. Unless anybody, yeah, so much good stuff. No kidding, Paul. Let me see, Avengers. Oh man, trying to do this one-handed is kind of. Let's see, X-Men. Here's all the Marvel stuff. Let me just. This is not a complete price guide, but they will publish in the back of the magazine. They usually have a partial list of some of the stuff, the popular stuff. So that's.
Well, Pete's
now
looking that up.
This ended. It only goes as far as Star Trek. It stopped at the S's. I guess next issue it'll have the rest. But anyway, well, maybe somebody out there will tell us if.
So we're running short on time. Do you want to do the book, or do you want me to open up?
I want to see the. Oh, you know what, Chris? Let me thank Brian Peony, and this is his book. The post
his interview will be up in the next couple of weeks, I'm sure.
Yeah. So we had interviewed Brian when we went to Awesome Con, right?
Yep. The first Awesome Con we did, we interviewed Brian, and then we met him again. And Fran is. Oh, by the way, Fran, I got somebody who wants one of your books. Wants your book, so I have to reach out to you. By the way, ran into somebody today.
Cool. And so Brian sent this over. This is based on the Falkland Islands, the Malvinas War, and it's a historical fiction, and it's about one of the Marines, the British Marines, that was involved, and his trials and tribulations, and his PTSD, and how he dealt with what happened during the battle. And so, Brian, thank you very much. He writes a bunch of books, and he does sci-fi as well. And this is his latest that he did, and he sent that over. So thank you.
He does everything.
Yeah, he does everything. By the way, when you get that magazine, you always get cards, and this is Nosferatu. And those that are watching or follow Outlander, there's an Outlander card. You get those included. So I figured, what the heck. Good magazine for those of us that are into trading cards. And then, Chris, you got
so Shout Factory has come out with a newer version. So let me switch over. Stand by.
Okay. Yeah. And I was, like I had mentioned earlier, guys, I actually met Lee Majors on his. He was, at the airport, and I ran into him, and very nice guy. It's always cool when you get to meet somebody that you kind of, you're a fan of, and in the real world, they're actually really nice people. They're not just, make believe, or just, it's just cool. The guy's a really nice guy.
Check.
And check. I hear you. You're good.
Okay,
Cash.
cool.
Yep. And
I wish I was there this weekend over in New York so I could go see.
You get that autographed. And I met Oscar Goldman too. So another really, really nice guy. Met him at a convention. It did a mini interview with him, and he had actually invited me to the release of the DVD set of the $6 Million Man to cover it when I was doing radio. And then unfortunately he passed away. Not, I don't know, within a year, I think, of last time, he was out doing public signings and stuff. But another nice guy, very, very nice guy. I still have his business card. So, the $6 Million Man, right, Chris?
Yeah, so I think I posted it on our site a little while ago, but Shout Factory, once again, we're not making any money for them, we're probably making money for them. We're not making any money from them or anything like that. I bought this on my own, and it's not a cheap set. It's over $100, I'll tell you that much. But, this is a Blu-ray high definition of everything you can think of $6 Million Man.
$6 Million Man, yeah.
Everything. I mean, this is the complete series. This is 33 Blu-rays.
Oh my God, that's cool.
in this set. So we're talking season 1, season 2, 3, season 4, 5, and then all of the TV movies, and then on top of all that is the three. So the bonus features are so these are all the original broadcast and syndication versions. The 3 reunion films.
What?
A new HD master for Bionic Ever After, a 2K scan.
What the heck?
New audio commentaries, and the original DVD audio commentaries. And, of course, they throw in a bonus episodes of The Bionic Woman, which they're also selling as a big set here, too. So
Cool.
I love the way they put this at the top there. It says, "Gentlemen, we can rebuild him. We have the technology to deliver him in high definition."
Nice.
So I will open this up for the first time. I have not opened it up yet. I got it in, and I have not opened it yet. So let me do this without breaking something.
Now breaking yourself. Well, you could be rebuilt, you know.
Yeah. So this is the collector's edition from Shout Factory.
Oh, wow. That's so cool. Look at that. Unboxing the $6 Million Man, the complete series Blu-ray. Max the Bionic Dog.
So here we go. This is all from Shout Factory, and let's just do this.
Dun, 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 dun.
So season 1, got some cool, and we're talking. Oh my gosh,
that's incredible.
these are all Blu-rays. So
right, so you just opened
high
up the first
definition.
It's
Yep.
full of
Season 1 high definition, all the bonus features, 1080p, which is amazing to begin with.
That's cool.
One, I love the picture on this one.
Yeah, that's the second season.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, look at that. Yeah,
I mean,
that's
this
the back
is,
now, right? Yeah. Oh, and those are blue. First
Yep.
ones are red. These are blue. That's cool. Yeah, look at that.
and I'm not familiar with why the 4th season is so large, but there's green. And we're looking at six discs. Each of these are 6 discs.
Man,
High
when I was a
definition.
kid, that was the show, man.
I don't know why this season was such a bigger.
Crazy.
This one's huge.
What season's that?
4. So, I mean, you compare
what year
it
is
to.
that?
Good
Does
question.
it say? Oh my God.
76, 77.
Oh, 76, 77.
So I mean, this is weird because this one is.
Open it up. Are there
Yeah.
more? Maybe there's more Blu-rays inside of it than the other ones. Maybe there are more episodes.
I love that. Also, the episode titles and everything are inside
Oh, okay, cool.
the discs.
Look at that. Oof, that's pretty.
The air dates are listed too. Oh, that's cool. The air dates are listed.
Oh, no kidding. I like that.
I can't wait to start rewatching some of these,
The
especially the
$6 million
Sasquatch one.
Oh yeah, Andre the Giant. Oh heck yeah, that was cool.
This one's the last one's at 6. I guess this one's got 7. It's only one extra disc, but it seems so much bigger. But that's cool.
It is.
And then the season 5. Nice and orange.
Orange, yeah. Look at that.
2,
That's cool.
3. There's 6 discs in that one.
All right, let's see. Go to the other one. The last.
This is
case
what
they
I'm
had.
curious about because this one of the shows I really wanted to watch.
The action figure.
Yeah, the Return of the $6 Million Man and the Bionic Woman, Bionic Showdown, $6 Million Man and the Bionic Woman, Bionic Ever After, and then OSI mission briefings, writer and producers. All of the information is in for this one. So this one is going to be the reunion films. These are films that they filmed at the reunions of the $6 Million Man. And so this is the complete series and the TV shows. So 94 was the Bionic Ever After. 89.
94? What?
Yeah. No, they did a featurette online. It's Bionic Ever After. It was like a reunion.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's pretty cool. I definitely want to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That's so cool. Thanks for sharing that with us. I know you had that for a bit, and you could have easily just opened it up on your own, but now you're
yeah, I mean, this is. I can't wait. Like I said, I can't wait to start it. The 1080p high definition is what's really cool. Just when they did the Battlestar Galactica high definition stuff, that was cool too.
Good stuff.
So I think season 4 was the one that had all of the.
What? The extras?
I can't remember which one it is. There's one of the shows one of the reasons why I bought this series was because I had one of the TV episodes TV movies that I wanted to watch. It was like The Gentleman or something like that. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but that's pretty good.
No, that's pretty cool, man. Well, thanks for doing that, Chris. Appreciate it. And it's stuff from, like we always say, this, we grew up watching the 70s and 80s stuff, and that's part of our childhood, and, it's all up in line with all the other shows that we love watching. Not that we don't watch the modern stuff, but, that's our past. So, thanks for opening that up. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in. It was kind of, we had a lot of fun. We had Paragon on, and Tiny Bean and Chris Feehan from the 501, the Empire City Garrison, giving us the Star Wars update and stuff. And everybody that was chatting it up, all you guys that watch us live, thank you. And we're still, those of you that are watching, we still, on screen is, of course, we did the unboxing of the $6 Million Man Blu-rays, and here we are. We're back now, but great show. Thanks, John. Appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for watching us live. Everyone that's watching us in syndication or rerun, thank you for watching as well. I know that we have fans all over the world. Lola, it's time for night. Good show. Thank you. Good night, all. Brigitte, thank you for staying up in Austria. Our friends down under and all across the United States and in Canada, South America, Central America, all over Europe, actually. And Vietnam and just Japan and all over Asia. Everybody that watches us,
else, yeah.
Philippines. Yes, thank you so much, everybody. Really, really appreciate it. Some of our numbers hit over 10,000 viewers. Thank you very much. We appreciate all of you. So I'm just going to say, listen, bottom line, cut to the chase is thank you for tuning in. Right? We love having you on board. Please keep clicking the thumbs up and the likes. Don't forget to do that. Tell your friends about our show, and if you want to contact us, or you want to send a message or a question or anything, whether it's to us or anybody else on the team, feel free. It's info@interfleetbroadcasting.com. Please stay safe. See you at the next show, and keep the faith. Remember, Tipsy Toaster, he's coined a phrase that we like to use here, and by the way, have a great weekend as well, because here. We're
4th of July
on Thursday. So here in the United States is 4th of
sorry,
July.
we're thumbing our noses at the people from England. Independence Day.
Casper, Wyoming. Colin Luthold, right? I love that show as a kid. Greetings from Casper, Wyoming tonight. Hey, Colin, thanks for tuning in.
Hey, Colin, I grew up in Casper, Wyoming. I went to Natrona County High School. Actually, I went to Kelly Walsh High School. I'm sorry, So I lived in Kingsbury Drive, so you probably know where all that's at.
Oh yeah, so everybody have a great 4th of July, it's coming up here. Of course, it's like I said, it's Thursday right before 4th of July. But everybody out there, have a great time, enjoy, please. So this toast goes out to the good old U.S. of A. God bless America. That's where we are. We wouldn't be able to do this, I don't know, anywhere else. At least not the way we do it here. So. Thanks, and Chris.
Thank you very much. Once again, don't forget to join us next week at Thursday night. What do we have anybody next week?
As a matter of fact, next week is July 7th. We have Galactifrac. We have Galactica fans from France that do podcasting, and we're going to have the admin, founder, and podcaster from France come on our show and talk to us about what it's like to be a fan over on the other side of the world. And we're going to have a lot of fun with that. I'm looking forward to talking with him about the fandom.
Yep. So join us next week on Thursday to get with Galactifrac, and we'll see if we can do French. Why not?
Heck yeah.
We got Brigitte, we got everybody. So we appreciate the fans that are out there. We appreciate being able to speak with you, interact with you, and get you the information that is so much fun for us, and hopefully as it is for you as well. But we always say this is for you, and we enjoy this show very much. We'll be here until, whenever, but it's the fans that fuel the fleet. So please keep fueling the fleet, keep doing what you do, and this is to you, all the fans out there. Everybody. Fans fuel the fleet.
Take care.